This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to our review of The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 10, Common Ground. And there will be spoilers for this episode, so you've been warned, but let's go into it. This was a pretty interesting episode, where we see, first, the separatist capital planet of Raxus, with its senator being forced by the Empire to try to calm the people who were against the Republic and are not too big on the Empire either. He realizes that he cannot do this, and he decides to go and speak out against the Empire. People cheer for him, but he is arrested. So he asks his droid to call for help before he does this, and after that, the droid calls for help, and that call goes to Sid. Sid, of course, wants to do it to get the credits, and conveniently the Bad Batch has just returned from saving Omega, and Sid goes to send them on the mission, and Hunter not wanting to take Omega since she's being hunted, and especially since he doesn't trust the Separatist, decides to leave Omega behind with Sid, and I'll go over Omega's plot quickly, since it is more of a side plot, and I kind of just enjoyed having an episode focused on the clones, but also showing a good amount of Omega. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I think it was a fun episode, and a nice, break from everything. But going back to it, while watching, I think the Omega storyline was pretty good. She was pretty miserable, not really realizing that life isn't going to go her way every time, and then trying to be useful, teaming up with Sid to win holochess and get a bunch of money that she used to pay off the Bad Batch's debt to Sid. And personally, I thought that it was a pretty good storyline and makes her even more of an intriguing person, wondering how she's so good with all these strategy games and stuff. But going back to the main Bad Batch plot, they land on Roxas, and Echo is very against helping a separatist, because to him, all separatists are the people who would kidnap him and experiment on him. But that really isn't true. Most of the separatists were good people, and it was really just the leadership of Dooku, the military generals, and everyone else in power that really, from the Separatist Council, like the Trade Federation and everything, that were corrupt. And I think I'll actually have a video explaining it a little more. I'll probably release it on Monday. So, we'll see about that. But going back to this episode, yeah, it seems, pretty justified, especially because of what happened to Echo, to not really trust any of the Separatists, and, as shown in the previous Clone Wars episodes, most Republic people would assume that all Separatists act like these generals, but they really don't. And after infiltrating the palace pretty easily, they are able to rescue the senator, but everything starts going downhill from there, and from that point on, things start to get pretty crazy. There are at least 3 to 4 ATTEs in the area, and the Bad Batch are able to hijack one, but it's pretty quickly being shot down, showing how good of weapons they are, and they are trying to escape, really being cornered off, and eventually being shot down, with them having to repair the ship, or the walker, as the battle is going on, and to make things even worse, things are pretty bad since there's more walkers behind them. They're pinned, and Tech has to make repairs. Things are seeming pretty hopeless, and like they might be finished, but they're able to barely escape. And one thing I almost forgot to mention is Hunter, having so used to having Omega on the missions, slips up and tells Tech to do his objective with Omega, and Tech's able to point out that it can't happen since Omega isn't there. And that definitely shows that Hunter misses her and cares deeply for her, and is always thinking about her now. And it's definitely a good father-daughter relationship. And they are eventually having to take the ATTE to an alley where it seems they are trapped, but the senator told them to trust him, and reveals that there's a hidden passage on the other side of the wall, and they use that to escape. And the only real thing is, I feel like this episode should have been a few minutes longer. I feel like the escape kind of felt sort of rushed after they went through the wall. I feel like there could have been a cool, like, starfighter chase and fight between the Marauder and a few V-Wings. And that would just push the runtime up by a few minutes. But I feel like that is one of the few things keeping this from being just a great episode. But still is a really good one. And when the Bad Batch eventually return, they see a giant crowd is outside the cantina, and after learning about Omega clearing their debt, they are pretty, happy, although Hunter is a little mad since she is not really keeping a low profile, but is still understanding that she wants to feel useful, and promises her that if she could beat him in a game, he'll never leave her behind for a mission again. And that seems like a lot of promises, and they're almost certainly going to be broken. We know that they're returning to Kamino, and although Hunter isn't going to leave her behind for a mission, she's probably going to either be captured again, or something else will happen to put her possibly out of commission or something. As you know, typically when you can't make a promise in a show because it will probably be broken. And yeah, really, like I said, this is a good episode, and really I think keeps it from a great episode is that escape towards the end felt a little rushed. And when I say a little rushed, it feels like there should have been a little more that happened after. And I was kind of surprised that they were just able to pretty easily escape after that point. Although it is kind of understandable, I kind of would like to see a space fight, and that would have been nice. I also like the fact that the Bad Batch was still using non-lethal tactics on the clones, since they know that they're brainwashed and are being far more humane than certain clones. I'm not gonna name names. Fox! Sorry, I just coughed. And they're not doing something like gutting down a clone in the middle of a, let's say, warehouse where he's trying to expose Order 66. Like Fox! I'm sorry, I just coughed again. Yeah, so I'm not naming any names, but someone who would do that. And really, I think this episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for next week's episode, which I'm not going to be able to really watch live anymore, but I'll still be able to see it pretty early. And my reviews also come out on Saturdays. There's also plenty of time to record. And really, yeah, I'm excited. I cannot wait. I think the show has been amazing so far. It's been my favorite thing, probably on Disney Plus since season 7 of Clone Wars. I like it more than Mandalorian because I just love these animated shows. Bad Batch is so good, and personally, I think it's probably taking my second favorite TV show spot right now, with Clone Wars being number 1. And really, yeah, I like it so much, and I just so hope we get a season 2 and a season 3. I don't even know if it could be a season 7 or 8, as long as it remains good. And with Dave Filoni there, I believe it can be, and definitely will be. And I am so excited for next week's episode. There are only 6 episodes left, and it's been so crazy over these last 10 weeks, or really 9 weeks since 2 episodes came out the first week, and it's already been, 9 weeks since May 4th. We're already, nearly halfway through the year. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. And I will tell you about next week's schedule, which is now going to be a full week of content. On Sunday, I have a 4th of July video coming out, which is going to be the Star Spangled Man with a Plan, the song from Captain America the First Avenger, and over it is going to be edited different images and videos, mainly from Endgame and the First Avenger. There's a scene from Winter Soldier in there, but that's kind of a shorter one. And then on Monday, like I said, I'm going to have a video explaining how the Separatists were, mainly, the council and everything, and the general people were actually, right and justified in what they were doing. Then on Tuesday, to break up, the Star Wars stuff, I'll be reviewing everything in the Arkham series that I haven't reviewed yet, besides Arkham VR, which I do not have access to, and probably the Assault on Arkham movie, although I have seen it. I feel like watching it again before I review it. Even though I could watch it, I feel like it would be nice to save that as a separate video, since it is a Suicide Squad specific movie. And there's some things I want to talk about with it specifically for that. And then on Wednesday, I'll be reviewing both everything that happened in the Arrowverse, which will just be an episode of Legends of the Flash, and After that, I will be reviewing Loki, which will be a lot later than I typically have been. And since everything on Disney Plus is being moved to Wednesdays now, what I've heard, besides Bad Batch, since it's still airing on Fridays, I am definitely going to have that stuff be coming out later since I'm doing work and it's a summer job up until school starts. So, for probably all the shows, which I'll be reviewing the day of release, do not expect any videos until maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock at the earliest, especially for the rest of the summer, but I'm not really sure what my school schedule will be yet, as I'm in college and I pick the hours. But, not fully sure, but yeah, the Arrowverse stuff is going to be going, I think, consistently into the next seasons of The Flash and everything, since these shows are like Stargirl and Supergirl will be going to about November, where The Flash will start up again. So we are really going to be on a loop for Arrowverse, and just for that, once the new season of The Flash starts, I might start a new playlist of stuff, since my one currently is the 2020 to 2021 seasons. So I don't know, I might just change that to the full Arrowverse thing, since I think there's going to be some overlap with shows like Batwoman and stuff. But as a decision for me to make, in a few months down the line. But, with everything, I am really excited. I cannot wait for next week's episode of The Bad Batch. I am super excited to be going over all this stuff next week. I almost forgot what I'm going over Thursday and Friday. On Thursday, I'll be reviewing Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, and maybe I'll review Knights of the Republic 1 the week after, and compare the games maybe the week after that. If not, I'll be pushed maybe to 2 weeks, because I played Knights of the Republic 1 a bunch, and I play in the mobile versions of them, which is like a $20 bundle, which I would totally recommend, since you can really play them anywhere you want, and they're good games. I totally recommend it, and I think typically sometimes, if they're on sale, which I think I might have got them on, because I got them around Christmas, I got them for it was like a $15 bundle, and it's a pretty good deal. So I would recommend you to go get that. And on Friday, I'll be reviewing the Lego Star Wars Darth Vader bust from the Star Wars Celebration, and the Boba Fett bust. And then on Saturday, episode 11 of Bad Batch will be reviewed. So, look forward to content every day this week, and I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends, and may the Force be with you.